Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me, excuse me, beg your pardon, excuse me, pardon me,
Get
pardon me,
to
excuse me.
your seat.
I'm at my seat.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, yeah, you are. Yeah, you're at your seat. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hello and welcome to the Kino Corner, where we talk about the very best in movies, news, and trailers from a certain point of view. I'm joined here by the Gryphon,
Hello.
and we're here to talk finally about Jaws, the four Jaws movies. And now they're not quite as bad, except for one, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as for
But no pecking time.
in time, as for normal, we have to go through our standard preamble here in the Kino Corner. Talking about a little bit of news trailers and other things of the sort. It's been a pretty interesting 2 weeks in movies. So, well, without further ado, I suppose we'll get into it with some movie news. Yes, what do you say about that, Mr. Griffin?
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, first bit of movie news. Apparently, and this is how I learned about this movie. Apparently, people saying that Frodo and Gandalf will reunite in the Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, however the fuck you pronounce it. And that's how I found
It's
out.
Gollum.
It's Gollum, and that's how I found out that there's another Lord of the Rings movie.
I'm surprised, honestly.
I don't think there should be. To be honest, we had a good trilogy, and then we had the Hobbit movies, which I think are very good.
I mean, yeah, hot take. I enjoyed the Hobbit movies.
Weird that it's a hot take. I acknowledge Battle of the Five Armies is the lesser, but eh, it it's also, I know it's a joke from the Marvel movies, the whole Deadpool till you're 90, but okay, once I hear that news, I honestly those are first thoughts. Man, poor Ian McKellen.
I mean, yeah, it's one thing to say it about Hugh Jackman, but Ian McKellen is considerably older than him.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Hugh Jackman's movie later. But Hugh Jackman is
You know
he's
he
in
will.
considerably better shape, and he's still younger than Ian McKellen. Let's be real. But
Yeah, let's see. Oh yes, Ian McKellen is currently 86.
yeah, yeah. I For his health, I sincerely hope that this and Avengers are his last.
Agreed. He's earned more than earned his rest.
Yes.
But as for this movie, don't really have a lot to say about it.
It's same. It's more just confusion that it's happening, and the fact that the title is The Hunt for Golem or Hunt for Gollum. It kind of tells me that
Golem is a Pokemon.
yeah, Golem's a Pokemon slash a creature of Jewish folklore. Uh, uh, but the Hunt for
So
Gollum,
stop pronouncing it like Gollum.
yeah,
Not you, everyone else on the internet.
yes. But this tells me I don't know. I haven't read the Silmarillion. I don't know Lord of the Rings books in order. But considering this is the Hunt for Gollum, then this is likely going to be before the events of Lord of the Rings.
From what I read, it's kind of an in between thing for Fellowship. Like after Gandalf informs Frodo of the ring, he says, I have to go and look some things up. I'll be back. So that'll be interesting.
So is it Gandalf hunting for Gollum? Weird.
Gandalf and possibly Aragorn. We don't know for sure yet.
Weird. I don't know. It's just the whole
I mean,
thing
yeah,
feels unnecessary.
and like I get it. Lord of the Rings is a franchise that is very much tailor made to have like backstory, side stuff, and its own little expanded universe, but I don't know. It just feels like unnecessary.
Yeah, it makes the expanded universe is moot whenever you're basing it off of the mainline story and just kind of yeah, but that's a whole other discussion. But I don't know. That's all I really have to say about this. What do you think?
I've I've said my piece.
Fair enough. Next piece of news. I have a little bit more to say, just because it makes me a little bit happy. Is the new? There is confirmed to be a new Jay and Silent Bob movie. Griffin's favorite.
Why would you say that? You have
Because
no basis in that claim.
I
If
well
anything, our friend Matt should be the one here to talk about it.
well he can't for reasons, but he well I'm also excited for it because I generally like Kevin Smith films, even though Tusk made me feel dirty. But no, the Jay and Silent Bob films, Clerks, Mallrats, I like those movies. They're fun. They're very stoner comedy, and I also really like Dogma. And if you don't like Dogma, then congratulations, you're who the movie's criticizing. But
And
no, if you know, you know. But this movie, it is the Jay and Silent Bob movies are very. I think stoner comedy is an apt description. I've always kind of been weird on that genre of that subgenre, like oh, it's a stoner comedy. It always felt like a catch-all term for like lowbrow comedy, or just if it's easy to laugh at if you're stoned, basically. And it never felt like there was like, but the Jay and Silent Bob films feel like stoner comedy. Like these dudes are stoners, and this one in particular because we do have plot details for this about them taking the store they inherited at the end of the recent Clerks movie, and they're having a store wars, like a spy versus spy of weed dispenser. Which
ooh,
honestly, that's like I'd watch it. I would watch it. Like I know Kevin Smith. He Kevin Smith does good filmmaking. And like not just comedies. Have you seen like I know Chasing Amy is definitely a comedy, but it's a little more than that. Have you seen Red States? If you've seen his not comedies, then you know Kevin Smith knows what he's doing. Hell, Clerks, like his his um his best work is light comedic, in my opinion. Things like Chasing Amy, Mallrat, Clerks. When he goes full comedy, it's a bit. I think the Jay and Silent Bob movies are probably strongest evidence of that because they're really enjoyable but a mixed bag. I mean, although I can't really be too hard on it because it got Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back gave us a scene of Will Ferrell going, no, 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 the clit is a myth. The female orgasm, no, no, the clit's real, but the female orgasm, that's the myth. Yes, Will Ferrell said that. Yeah, Will Ferrell said that in a Jay and Silent Bob movie.
but was Will Ferrell funny in that movie?
Uh, I plead the fifth, but
Hmm.
he wasn't the funniest in that movie. I will say that there was other funny things in the movie, but but again, it's a mixed bag. Like lowbrow, I do think is the more accurate descriptor of these kinds of movies. Like they're going to give a message, but like the actual humor itself is a bit cheap and lowbrow around these messages. So I don't know. It could be good, could be fun. What do you think?
Well, um, despite what you joked about earlier, I don't have much nostalgia for these movies, even though I do love parts of them. I just haven't really watched them as much as, let's say, you or Matt, like I mentioned. That being said, I've always had a big amount of respect for Kevin Smith, even if I don't always agree with a lot of his nerd takes, but I am glad he's still able to make these movies his own way.
Yeah. And
So hopefully this will be another hit for him.
yeah, if you want to see like the good and the bad, just both sides of his work. Honestly, like I joke Dogma's divisive. Don't start with that. I would say Clerks.
Oh,
Um, Clerks is a good one to start with. And
yeah,
if you want to see his goofy side, definitely Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back because that is definitely more comedy than anything.
yeah, I do recall seeing at least the first two Clerks movies. That's that's where my celebrity crush of Rosario Dawson came about.
Hell yeah, yep. She was definitely in Clerks too. But no, like we all we know is that it's happening. It's just he has it. He's far enough along the process where he has a clear plan that he's willing to tell people. So that tells me that it's at this stage, him and his friends are likely in the writing room with it and have a general plot synopsis. So it's probably at least a year, or more likely late game 2027 that we're gonna see this movie.
April 2022.
No, like late game, probably like more like if I'm making a guess. But
Well, I was about to say this is a stoner comedy, right? Or
oh,
allegedly will
April
be.
April 20th, yeah. Well, to be fair, they could be pulling a Toho here. They could be just be further along than anything else that are being super fucking secretive because poor people need to do that, and they could just announce it this summer that by the way we're done filming. The fuck?
I would say it's a missed opportunity to not release it on that date, but that's more of a joke than anything else.
But yeah, but he
They can
would.
release it whenever they
He
want.
would though. That's the thing.
He would, though, yeah.
Yeah, like Kevin Smith is he's not one to miss an opportunity. He does things for the love of the game. That's why he doesn't make Oscar worthy films. There's only like, there is a small handful of his movies that I would say that everyone should watch. These are just like legitimately good. One is Chasing Amy. I think that even though the main characters are in a way unlikable, it takes an interesting stance on a very complicated situation and in a society like ours that's very sex driven, I think it's a conversation more people need to be aware of because it is a conversation a lot of people have. And I won't go into spoiler of what it is, but there's like this very strong conversation on the swings that I really love about I think the way he wrote the situation is like, yeah, like these people aren't exactly good guys, but like they're not bad guys either. They're they're teenagers. They're college kids. They're trying to deal with this as best, or no, not college kids. They're young adults. They're in their 20s and shit. But
He,
but still, they're young. They're young enough, or they're still trying to like weave through this situation. And yeah, this guy does something that's probably he doesn't do anything that would vilify him, but he makes the decision or almost tries to do something that would just it's not appealing to a lot of people involved, but you completely understand why would be ready to do that for this person. And then yeah, I don't want to go too, I don't want to rant too much. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, Chasing Amy, the first Clerks movie, at least the first, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Those three, I think, are the required viewing because they kind of go through the full spectrum of Kevin Smith, in my opinion. I, yeah, but yeah, now to go back a bit. Speaking of Toho, there's one more piece of news that I know you know about Gryphon.
da-da-dum, 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 da-da-dum.
That's right, Gamera -2.
Excuse me?
What?
Excuse me? Baking powder?
It's
You, you,
Gam.
you want to you want to repeat slash rethink that statement?
Oh right, Gorgo plus one.
Listen here, you heathen.
Wait, you don't want a new Gamera or a new Gorgo movie?
I'm not saying I don't want a new Gamera movie. Maybe a new Gorgo movie, but you're disrespecting the king. And I don't appreciate that.
I guess Godzilla minus zero. We've talked about this briefly in a previous podcast. I am excited for it. I know Griffin's excited for it. Um,
And,
about a week ago or so, there was a placeholder date released for June 1st, but that was only a placeholder on websites. And I'm pretty convinced at this point that whatever website did that first dropped the ball, and everyone just kind of assumed that there was probably a big plan to release like a trailer at like an E3 or some shit. And because we only got this poster, I'm pretty sure this was basically just crowd control. And everyone's like, no, it's coming out in November. It's coming out in November.
coming out on Godzilla Day, like it should.
Yeah. So I am very convinced this is all this was, and like this, and the original intent was for this to be released a little bit later because it just kind of just appeared out in the internet one day.
Hmm.
And
Apparently, this is one of those few moments where Toho decided to not send them a cease and desist.
oh, here's the thing. I I don't think that the people who did the placeholder date did anything wrong as far as like putting the placeholder date. I think maybe just one editor or one guy accidentally hit publish when they shouldn't have. Like, okay, well, let's be real. Like, because of all the conferences and whatnot, I am positive that there are theaters in a whole bunch of places that fully have like access. Like, all right, uh, the movie's coming out this time. The estimated runtime is between X and X minutes long. Let's start making a preemptive plan, and they're already starting like writing out shit. You know,
Hmm.
I am confident of that. So I again, this all could just be like planned like advertising, and all of that was just kind of timed in a weird way. But the weird timing of it makes me think that just some poor editor was kind of putting everything and did the equivalent of say the quiet part out loud on their website and put the placeholder date they used in their in all their background stuff in like public when they were just trying to edit the placeholder date for their sake. Like, but even then, this is some tinfoil hat shit. But even then, I don't think it changes much. I think this is basically Toho. I I'm pretty sure they plan to release this image with the release date in a scheduled thing. I would even go so far as to say that they planned on releasing it in January, maybe later in the month. But like maybe that little if this was a mistype on that website, then I would say maybe just some poor schmuck. They just decided to like, oh shit, gotta take care of that, and just release it just a few weeks early. So they're still well within their, I guess, their advertising window is what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying?
To a point. But you know what else is tinfoil hatty?
Hmm.
The amount of Rorschaching people are doing to this poster.
Yeah. Look, Cloverfield ruined us. I will say this, and because the filmmakers already confirmed it, the there is a depiction of the Cloverfield monster in the clouds of the Cloverfield poster. There is. That is a fact. That's not conspiracy shit. It's already been confirmed. It's poorly made, but he did that with like that the intent that there was just something in the clouds kind of looming over the city. and it was kind of like a hidden in plain sight thing because no one knew what the monster would look like, and so no one knew what to look for. So no one was even checking for that shit. But because which at the time was clever. But in our modern age of just theory crafting and stuff, look,
It's exhausting.
like the if I were to put on my tinfoil, I don't mind theorizing. I don't mind building hype for a movie. Like when I see this poster, I don't. My tinfoil hat nonsense is: are we sure these are clouds?
Hmm.
My tinfoil hat nonsense is: these could be clouds, but it also just could be a big bellow of smog, and we're going to confirm Hedora. Could it be?
Me.
Is it? Who knows? We'll find out. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to see Hedera again. Now, I will admit, I'm kind of guilty of this too, because, if you look above the zeros, you it does kind of look like Shin Godzilla. But that's about as far as I'm willing to take it. I'm just saying it looks like Shin Godzilla. Not that it is him, because that'll lead to people saying -1 and Shin are in the same continuity, which makes zero sense.
No, they're absolutely. There's people say the Zelda timeline is confusing. Thanks to the Millennium era, the Godzilla timeline is now a scattered web of mess.
Oh, trust me, the Zelda timeline is its own can of worms.
Yeah,
Open at your own risk,
it just
even with the Hyrule Historia.
yeah, just this movie. The only, from what I can gather, the only movie this connects to is -1, and -1 isn't connected to any other movie, as far as we know.
Period.
Yeah. Now, um, because there was some extra like meaning to the -0. Although, like when Japan had nothing, now they have, or -1 when Japan had nothing, now they have even less. That's meant to be symbolic of that. What -0 can mean, considering things are kind of returning to a status quo. I think that is more evidence of there possibly being a second monster than anything. Because if everything's going to return to sort of a status quo type deal, then maybe, like, in a broad sense, this movie is going to reestablish this version of Godzilla as more of the force of nature guardian of an island, whatever the fuck that we've known him as for years, and just make him angry dad boy. So that's possible. But again, like there's the less we know little to nothing. Like hell, the only reason that people are guessing Hedera is because the filmmaker always has gone on record saying he would like to remake it. That's it.
True.
So again, people were just kind of like pinpointing things. So look, I like theory crafting. I like bringing an idea. I think there's a lot of things this could be. I I think that people take it too far. I think if people are saying like, "Oh, but what's your face is going to turn into a monster," just like you are losing the plot. You are like just no.
Hmm. Yeah, the for them the plot has well skipped the county line by this point.
Like I'm just going to go on record to say if the whole point is if that is what's happening when in when that a certain character with a certain neck thing turns into a big monster, I think I think that's kind of a big spit in the face of the first movie because that's just a big genre shift from realistic horrors of war in the form of a monster movie to high sci-fi fantasy bullshit. with a splash of Cronenberg horror. You know,
Hmm.
like in Takashi Yamazaki, I feel he knows that. I feel I think there's a lot of ways to incorporate another monster without, and you could even do some extra stuff. Like I don't think Hedora is off the table, but like what there's I think there's a more grounded way to do it than just lady turned to big monster. Hell, they can lean
I
in on
mean,
the whole like frog aspect of it and make just like
the only way I could see that lady turning into big monster thing working is if it's Biollante.
that
And I'm not just
is.
saying that because I want to see Biollante again. I'm saying it works.
We'll find out whenever we get a. That'll probably
An
be in the next one, honestly.
actual trailer.
Which speculation for the trailers? I don't think we're gonna get a trailer for this till maybe E3, not E3, Comic Con,
Uh,
San Diego Comic Con.
if not then, at least sometimes after,
Yeah,
because that's when the -1 trailer came out.
yeah. I'm not expecting to hear any major news until summer. However, Godzilla Supernova. Oof. Who knows? Apparently, they're really far along with that one too, aren't they?
I think.
Because I didn't include it,
Let's
but
see.
progress. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The filming is largely complete. With the major principal photography is wrapping. So a lot of the stuff they're
That
working on, a lot of the set stuff is,
early post.
yeah, they're in early post. So we're not at trailer stage. Like the movie. Let's see. This was a 2027 plan, right?
Yes, the release date as of right now is March 26, 2027.
Okay. So then my prediction is we're gonna get a trailer for -1, maybe a teaser for Supernova in this summer. Like full trailer for one, teaser for the other. And then on Godzilla Day, we're going to get a trailer for Supernova.
Release a Supernova teaser during the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, Super Bowl is going to be Marvel-tastic this year. I'll get to that in a second, but
Do
I
it, cowards.
I have a prediction of like what movies are going to be at the Super Bowl, and I don't think we're going to get an extended Doomsday trailer like people are thinking. But you know what?
Maybe not, but we'll get to that here in a bit.
We'll get to, you know what? I might as well get to
Wink,
there. Yeah.
wink.
Yeah, you know, we might as well start it. We can talk about some trailers. Let's talk about some trailers. What do you say we just hit right out there and talk about some
Yeah,
trailers, eh?
yeah. I feel like it's pretty obvious we're hyped as hell for anything Godzilla related that coming out.
Oh yes.
Mm.
All right. Well, yeah. First trailer we to talk about. I guess just to get this out of the way, a lot of the trailers we're gonna talk about are comedies, weirdly enough. But Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair. Okay. Before I get into my personal thoughts on Malcolm in the Middle, I will give this trailer one thing, and it told me from the first shot is like the weird photography and surreal imagery they captured in the show, the tone of the characters, and how this almost exaggerated suburbia. I think this captures it very well. This very much feels like a continuation of Malcolm in the Middle. So if you're a fan, it seems like you're going to have a good time. I know there's some stuff about certain actors not returning, but let's just say there's reasons in the background for that. And but I've this Malcolm in the Middle is a show that like when I was young I was aware of, and I'm sure I watched a few episodes of, and I didn't mind it. But when I look back on it now, I don't like it. I
No,
I don't. It's just I look back on these episodes and I'm just like, this family is just mean. They're not even like, look, I know there's like the sitcom family that doesn't like each other. It's done a lot of animated things like The Simpsons and Family Guy, and but with Malcolm in the Middle, it's just there comes a point where just a whole bunch of people being awful to and around each other starts to become unbearable to watch, at least to me. You know?
ad- admittedly, I haven't watched a lot of Malcolm in the Middle, so from what I've seen, I have enjoyed up to a point, but
Yeah, and
yeah, the mom is kind of a nightmare.
the mom is a key reason, but it's like it's a lot of the mom, a little bit the dad, and like each person has like a reason why I've just it's the later seasons. I will say early seasons of the show, because when I rewatched it, I kind of did a splash. It's like I think the early seasons of the show were ones that even I was still like I don't have any particular for or against. They're fine. It's just when they started establishing the characters more, they just decided to just crank the notch up to 11, and people started acting more and more awful to each other. And and that's when I'm just start zoning out, tuning out. Just like, no, I don't think I like this. This is. I'd rather watch Boy Meets World again. But that's not a critique of just like the quality. That, again, this is just like the writing. It doesn't appeal to me. I know of a lot of people that really like this mean spirited type of suburban humor, and if that's your thing, great. I just it's not for me. Yeah. And then, did you get anything from the trailer?
Uh, like I said, with my limited interactions with Malcolm in the Middle, not a lot.
Fair.
Although so part of me is a little excited to see Bryan Cranston return to comedic roles.
Oh yeah, I will grant that. It's just
Also, speaking of Bryan Cranston, we're gonna have maybe one or two repeated actors during this trailer talk. I've noticed.
we'll get there.
Not, not that it's bad. It's just something I felt like pointing out
Yeah, we
because
are gonna have
I'm like that.
actors coming up multiple times. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I mean, it's weird that a lot of these are comedies, but that's all I really say about that. I guess the next trailer to talk about is this one. Kind of caught me off guard, um, because apparently, like, I just saw the trailer on YouTube, saw people were like, so like, oh, this looks great, it looks so good. I'm just like, yeah, all right, fine. I'll click the thumbnail. This movie is called Sheep Detectives, and I just saw Sheep Detectives with Hugh Jackman and Emma Watson, or was it Emma Watson or Emma Thorne? I just remember the name
Uh,
Emma.
Cheap detectives. Oh, Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson. Okay, yeah. I saw those, and I saw Hugh Jackman, and he was just talking about like I got all I need out of life, and he's like taking care of a sheep. Honestly, the first funny line and the funny thing in this fucking trailer to me was him leaving the sheep in the tire swing, and just I got everything I need. Ah! just
Help me!
that yeah, that
Help
gave me an honest
me!
laugh. Like, and that made me think like, okay, is this going to be a little absurdist comedy, but mostly dramatic? I can vibe with this. This seems
Well,
wholesome enough.
ain't this just a cute, wholesome little tale about a man and his sheep?
Why is
And
he
then the
dead?
rug pull.
Yeah, just like apparently you go in and for like the first like 20 seconds or so and just like the way the it's everything's written out and you just think, oh well, you know exactly what type of movie it's going to be. No,
Excuse me, what?
Hugh Jackman, the ghost of Hugh Jackman talks to sheep about murder mysteries. That happens in the trailer. No, I will not elaborate further because I don't have enough knowledge to know why it happens. But but I want to see this movie. Okay, the reason I want to see this movie has little to do with the comedy aspect of it, but it's the mystery aspect of it. I like good mysteries. When I say good mysteries, I grew up on Scooby Doo, but to me those aren't good mysteries. Those are just kind of like, oh, there's no way for me to fit. You watch the original Scooby Doo. There's no way in hell you're gonna figure out who did it because half the time it's a character that was never introduced, or it was just in the background for a scene. It's dumb, but
Mhm.
but when what got me into mysteries was when I started watching anime. I watched Detective Conan. If you like Lupin the Third, I truly think you would like Detective Conan, Griffin.
They even have a crossover movie together.
They do. I really like those movies because every single episode's a mystery, and you it really does give you everything to help figure out the mystery, so you can figure it out alongside Conan. You can figure out who did it. You can figure out how they did it. Like every little clue is a little puzzle piece. So like some of these aren't super complicated. It is a kid show, but it's a kid show from Japan. So yes, there is blood, and yes, sometimes things are a little more adult
Because Japan.
because Japan. But like some of my favorite episodes are the two-parter episodes, and I don't know. It's just I really really like it. I don't know, but it got me into just liking like a well done mystery, but also I, there's not. It's right when I started liking things that are mysteries, it became sort of a lost art in modern media. I kind of stuck with Scooby Doo, and I joke about like Scooby Doo, where are you? But like Mystery Incorporated was good about solid mysteries a lot of the time, and What's New Scooby Doo had its moments. I was just kind of like, oh, I guess. But then that's also why I love the Knives Out movies because those are like legitimate mysteries.
Yeah, I was about to say, just based on my view, uh, you mentioned Detective Conan, but aside from maybe Clue, there really hasn't been any major like murder mystery who done it movies
Yeah,
after those.
no, because they all came out in the '70s. I know it was like, around that time I watched I watched like Conan and whatnot. One of the things I did, I'll get back to Sheep Detectives in a bit. I swear I'm derailing myself. But one of the things I did frequently as a kid was there when I had cable, I would watch like AMC and like Turner Classic Movies and whatnot. And for a while, AMC would have like late night movie marathons and just have like a monster themed Friday. I fucking love that shit. But late night one Friday because it was during the summer, and I know it was during summer because I could afford to stay up and I had a TV in my room. But they played a movie from the '70s, literally called "The Beast Must Die." That's just it's from the '70s, and it's like a who done it where you have to figure out who the werewolf is. Doesn't that sound fucking fun? But no, like
Yeah,
if
yeah, I like me a bit of genre blending.
yeah,
Also, Peter Cushing's in it.
Yes. Oh, it ranges from amazing to a hot mess. But
It
it
is.
is. But no, like to go back to this, there's an actual like mystery aspect about who killed him, and like there's like and we're getting everything from an outside perspective. It's just like you get all of his assets, including $10 million, and the sheep's like, now we have motive. Like they're actually trying to figure it out, and I think my favorite scene that it may saw that there could be something here is when they lure the nitwit cop, and at first I was like, and it said like, oh, he can't, he's just too much of a nitwit. He can't do anything. I thought like, oh great, he's just gonna be a joke character. But then like later on in the trailer, it's like he kind of you could see him piecing two and two together, and the sheep are helping him because they don't have any choice, and he's actually like doing his job and helping to solve the mystery. Like he's not fucking this high end detective. He's a countryside freaking like a street cop. And I don't know, I, I it's a weird looking movie. I don't know if I would see it in theaters.
Yeah, that's kind of the bench I'm sitting on with this one.
It's like
I want to see it for sure.
there's other movies, actually a few other movies on this list that I would want to see in theaters. I do want to see this. I just nothing's selling me to see it in theaters as of yet. This is something that if it came to Netflix, I'd probably watch day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, Bryan Cranston voices the black sheep.
Yes, he does.
Repeated actor number one. Check.
And also there's Hugh Jackman. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. But no, I'm excited for the mystery aspect of it. And this trailer though is wild. If nothing else, definitely watch the trailer for Sheep Detectives. Yeah. Well, the next trailer to talk about, um, The Wrecking Crew. How is it we've gone this long and it's only just now we're getting a Jason Momoa, like a Dave Bautista movie?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
So I don't mean to make this comparison, but I've been told by people that the Fast and the Furious movies have basically like the first two, or like the first three movies are like their own thing, and they vary in quality, but are generally more serious and generally more like that underground early 2000s punk aesthetic, and they're not played for the absurdity. And
I
then
haven't even seen those movies, and even I know that much.
later on is when we have things like Hobbs and Shaw that have just we're gonna jump the helicopter and blow up the boat because family. Like it's
Family.
yeah. So as far as tone, it feels like the later Fast and the Furious. However, I am much more open to seeing this because it's not like part of a larger universe. That's the whole reason that even though I want to see Hobbs and Shaw, I have some hesitancy because there's so much I wouldn't understand and that are probably like background Easter eggs, you know?
Yeah, at least this movie is upfront with its absurdity.
It's a front and it's its own unique thing. I could go into this without like expecting Easter eggs and connections that just aren't there. Like I can go into this fresh, see this kind of movie. Okay, I want to see the Fast and Furious movies at some point. I am sure that the later movies, if they're just dumb fun, I might like them. But because of how I am, I'd want to watch them in order and just the bad ones are bad ones. That's what I did with the VHS movies. It's what I did with the Jurassic Park movies. It's what I do with all of these, and like I have my stances of which ones are the worst, which ones are the best, and yada yada yada. So I'd feel weird seeing like if you're gonna see only one Fast and the Furious, only see number 8. Yeah, but then there's it's all but now. Now this though looks really fun and who is that actor? He played Ned in the Spider-Man movies.
Uh, Jacob Batalon.
Yeah, he's typecasting himself as just the quirky friend.
Speaking of typecasting, I'm surprised this movie showed restraint by having the Japanese mafia in it, and they didn't cast Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah,
So good on you for that.
but he blew up his car.
No, the the other car blew up and landed on your car.
In his defense, we did see the thing, and like he did aim for the other car and just wasn't expecting it to happen. So everything he said
To,
is factually correct.
to be fair,
He is technically correct. The best kind of correct.
indeed.
Like if this movie does well, I know each generation has their own action heroes. I think if this movie does well, Jason Momoa is going to be the a modern action hero.
Wait a minute. Matt Reeves is producing this
Yeah,
with Momoa and Bautista.
yeah.
And why isn't this coming out in theaters again?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it on Prime, but come on.
I want to see it. I would honestly, I would see this in theaters. Like,
I
as
do
it
too. It looks fun.
this feels like a movie that warrants like the spectacle of the theater. And plus, just I don't know. I like Dave Batista. I, I know some people don't think wrestlers can make good actors. Dwayne Johnson is to me the like he's not an exception. He's just proof that yes they fucking can. Hell, John Cena, but
Yeah, he's more than proven himself.
I think Dave Batista is firmly starting to position himself at the upper echelon of that as well because he's now done comedy, he's done action, he's done really serious dour roles, and despite his own complications and people, he's like a guy that Dave Batista looks like someone that you'd want to typecast in a very specific role, and he does everything in his power to do every role but the thing he should be typecasted for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, enough.
You expect him to be just this no voice, big burly goon type character, and yet in every role he's in, he 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 talks a lot. He could be super sympathetic. He could be very wise. He's just not that
But
in every capacity.
but he can also be really goofy and off the wall.
He moves so slow, he's practically invisible. His Drax portrayal will live on through the ages.
Oh boy, I wish I could see it.
You know how like event like leading up to like a civil war and whatnot, there's all these little joke videos about like like there was like this fucking Star Spangled Donut or whatever it is.
Yeah, I love that video so much.
What if just like out of nowhere, wasn't even promotion for anything, just like Drax was just doing his or like David Batista was doing his Drax thing, just moving incredibly slow, and John Cena was doing "You Can't See Me," and just like in the background, you just have people just like, "You really want me to hold the camera here? I don't see anything."
Beautiful, beautiful. Make it happen.
And they're just deadlocked, staring at each other the entire time they're doing it. Just a whole minute of just that.
And you might see their cheeks twitch a bit because they're trying so hard not to crack up.
No, eventually they do break at the same time. That's when the camera guy's like, "Holy shit, John Cena!" And then the camera,
Ah!
and that's when the camera just lets off. That's when the video ends. But, Oh, this looks like a fun time. This is a fun time. Yeah. Next movie to talk about here. Gore Verbinski. Please keep making movies. I love you, Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, I saw someone was like, wait, Gore Verbinski?
Yes. So yeah, good luck. The literal title is "Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die."
I'm gonna be honest, this trailer throws a lot,
This is
and it's
definitely the
kind of
guy who did
overwhelming.
Rango in the first three Pirates movies
And the Lone Ranger
and the Lone Ranger.
and Mouse Hunt.
Yeah,
Quite the resume, this Gore Verbinski.
and The Ring in 2002. That's just not. I so I love the premise of just like this guy who just goes back in time who just looks like that conspiratorial homeless nut. Like, there is the perfect configuration of people to prevent the apocalypse sitting in this diner right now. He's literally wearing a tinfoil hat with wires and shit. And then the movie's like, you know what? No, there's no. He's right. What? And then just
Nani de feu?
yeah, like the movie is just holding its message on its sleeve about just how we as a society are going too far into. It's almost like the Ready Player One thing. It's like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't be online all the time. Maybe don't get distract yourself with just all the smartphones and VR and shit, or else it'll end the world. That's very much the stance it's taking. But god damn it, does it look like it's having a ball. Like, what happens if we lose? I don't really want to say. It's kind of a mood killer. Oh, what did you think after seeing this trailer?
What? 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 And that was what I thought after seeing this trailer. You're throwing a bunch at me. It's like crazy conspiracy guy. Oh, hey, is that Michael Pena? Wait, what is he talking about? No, hey, Zazie Beetz is in this, and now there's CGI Pinocchio guy and all this other weird stuff flying around. What is happening?
Well, it's just Sam Rockwell from the future.
I know it's Sam Rockwell from the future, but that doesn't explain the other stuff.
Don't worry about it.
I am worrying about it.
No, don't worry about it. I told you don't worry about it.
I need to hide. I need to hydrate.
Honestly, this is a trailer that I really want to see in theaters, but I think this is gonna be one where like the less I say about it, the more hyped I can make you for because it looks so absurd.
Yeah, it definitely looks absurd.
And at this point, this is kind of a little bit of a division, but last episode during my 2025 recap, one of the trailers is that new Tom Cruise movie called The Digger, and it all we got in the trailer is Tom Cruise dancing with a shovel, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of the best comedies. And my personal rule is, if a movie has to say it's a comedy, it might not be all that funny. I should five of the movies here, I could watch the trailer and I could just the movie doesn't have to say it. I just go, that's a comedy. I know it's trying to be funny, it's trying to make me laugh, it's trying to have at least a bit of a comedic edge to it. Like, I can look and go, it's a comedy. What I'm hoping for this trailer for that new Tom Cruise movie is that it's actually funny, because yeah, because I
Well,
know
I'm sure you're going to get the rug pulled out of you in some way.
probably again, like I hope that's good. But like, my point is with this movie, like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. At no point does it boast that like it's going to be the comedy of the year. It just presents the absurd bullshit from the trailer and just like, man, this looks fucking wild. I want to see this shit. It looks funny as hell.
I keep mentioning rug pulls, and I'm reminded of that Jim Carrey one from The Grinch.
Yes,
That's probably how this movie's going to go.
100%. I so okay. This is gonna sound weird, but if you've seen the movie, you probably know. I feel like this movie is going to have weird modern parallels. Ever seen that Robin Williams movie Toys?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you don't know. You should watch Toys.
Okay.
The I'm not even gonna tell you what to expect, but just you'll see. You'll see.
Now, is Robin Williams playing against type or completely on type? Bit of both?
Bit of both.
Neat.
But no, like but yeah, like I am worried about this movie a little bit though because it's wearing its messaging on its sleeve. I wonder if some people are just going to see the trailer and scoff and not see it because of that because people are divisive and about stupid shit nowadays. I just the movie looks fun, so I think it's worth seeing in theaters based off of the trailer personally. But
I mean, if you bring friends together and ask me to join you on watching the movie, I wouldn't say no.
yeah, like how we're gonna go see Iron Lung.
We are.
It's gonna be a bloody affair, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, um, last oh not the last trailer but the last comedy that's ish is They Will Kill You. Hey look, look who it is.
And repeated actor number two, Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, and she's the
I,
main star in this one. I didn't even know. Okay, so this is might be a bit of a hot take, but you know how YouTube will just whenever you have ads running and sometimes the ad is just a trailer like for another movie or something.
it's even funnier if it's the trailer for the trailer I was already going to watch.
Yeah. It, I mean, granted that's annoying, but the few times where it pulls up a trailer and I could tell it's a movie trailer, I just let it run because and I only do that because I don't know the name of what I'm watching. There's no expectation. I just let the trailer run. That's how I saw this trailer for the first time. I didn't know what it was called. I just saw everything going on in the trailer, and this said "They Will Kill You." But I, god damn it, just I really, really want to see this movie.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of movie you, me, and Lex would watch together over Discord.
It feels like it's going to be very tonally similar to Clown in a Cornfield.
Yeah, and that's actually a very apt description.
Apparently, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die already came out.
Wait, what?
That's not
Oh,
right.
wait, was it like a film festival or something?
Must have
Not a.
been.
Uh, no, it says March 27th.
Maybe it's a film festival. I don't know. It's just listed as 2025 on the thing. Now, let's see. They Will Kill You. But yeah, no. I watched the trailer and like I I love creature effects. I'm not gonna shy away from that. I'm not gonna deny that. But with this movie, it's like, oh, it's this whole hotel is like a satanic cult. They have to do a blood sacrifice. You're it, and just there's like a glimpse of some weird, possibly pig demon. So that tells me that there is going to be a climax with all these cultists and possibly a demon, and I'm here for it.
Oh boy, we're having pork tonight.
Like I don't even know if it's a pig. It's just
Well, it looks like a pig, so that's going to be my assumption until the movie comes out.
also I love the reasoning. Like so to some degree, this movie is supposed to elicit some level of catharsis. I'm sorry, I have the IMD pulled up and just the scene where they open the cupboard, he shoots the guy with a shotgun, and he goes flying like 20 fucking feet. I know there's a wire pull stunt, but and it's just you can tell it's sun, and it's funny. But like this whole movie is to some degree is going to be just like a cathartic revenge story with people trying to kill her, and she's just she. I
It's the
don't
best
doubt
kind of
she's
revenge stories.
yeah, I don't doubt she's going to come out on top of this. It's just at this point, it's the journey. I want to see the journey. I want to see her all the new and creative ways she's going to kill Bill this shit.
Hell yeah.
Like that's what I want to see.
But how much of it is she going to do in her underwear?
Um, it's a movie, so probably like maybe like half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, no, everyone's wearing a pig mask. Either that's like a surreal, just like dream sequence, or there's actually like a weird pig demon. Also, just the scene where the kid stabs her and he goes, "You little shit," and just pops the kid. But I also
We at the
love just the simple justification of the Red like, "Who are you? And how'd you learn to fight like that?" And it shows her just beating the shit out of people in prison, and just man, y'all didn't screen anybody for this fucking job. You're just trying to pull people to kill them.
mm-hmm. Also, we at the production team of They Will Kill You do not condone child violence. We do, however, find it hilarious.
100%. 100%. Uh, I think between this and good luck, have fun, don't die, I think it is. I want to see both. If I had to pick one, it's probably They Will Kill You, and it is intensely close. Like if I had to only see one in theaters, like it is in.
I would say Wrecking Crew, but that's not going to theaters now, is it?
No,
Amazon.
no. So I think it's just because the action, like I could tell that they're just having fun with this. We all know why we're here. Let's have a good time. There's gonna be good kills
Yeah.
in this movie. I can't wait for
Gra-
that.
Grab your popcorn and drink, sit back, and just enjoy the ride.
And I am. And when does this release?
I believe
Release
March.
date March 27th. Yeah, spring is going to be a very action heavy time of year, and I can't pretend like I don't know because okay, for the next trailer, it's not one trailer. I want to talk
But
about
several.
just it's basically two and a half. Because in the last episode, I talked briefly about the Captain America that I don't want to spoil outside of the image. That one I don't mind as much talking about now because it's been 2 weeks. The Thor one doesn't really give us much. However, everyone's already seen what's in the X-Men one. But there's always
Yeah.
there's one thing in the background that people are like, why is no one talking about this? But guys, look at Cyclops. No, no, no. I see him. What the fuck is that Sentinel walking behind him? Why
I
is
mean,
why is no one talking about it? And how, are we even sure it's a Sentinel? Is that just a shot of him on War World or something?
I don't know. It very well could be. Maybe the rumor about Doom having his own Sentinels is true, or could be something else. They're a little too distracted by the absurd optic blast and the comic accurate jammies. That only took 20 hecking years.
Yeah. Now, but I also wanted to talk these together because one one is to get your thoughts on just this marketing strategy for it, but also I have a prediction about what
Hell, I want
trailers
them
we're
to
going
do
to
these
see.
kind of trailers for every character.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do every character.
Well, I'm saying I want them to, not that they're going to.
No, like from what I understand, um, I've heard light spoilers. There is a fourth that is showing in theaters. I haven't seen, but it is available. And once we see it, I'll talk about it again. Like it might not be next week. It might honestly, considering how they're doing this, this is probably going to be a once they maybe in like 2 or 3 episodes. Once they release a whole bunch more of these, we talk about all of them because they're just short teasers. But
Right. I
but
okay, I know it's technically out there, but I'm not going to watch it until either Marvel themselves releases it or I see it before Avatar.
yeah. Considering the confirmation what characters are being confirmed, what characters are is kind of being shown, and I'm not going to say what's in the fourth one because I technically don't know, but reportedly it's including a certain group of characters meeting for the first time. Um, my best guess is there's probably going to be maybe that fourth one and like maybe two more.
Hmm.
Like it no, three more. Three more. Because the first one is Captain America. The second one is Thor. The third one is X-Men. The let's just say the fourth one is pretty telling of why it's the fourth one.
Hmm.
But as far as other groups that are confirmed, I would say that the other teasers would show, if I were to guess, nothing's confirmed yet. People can say how the fuck they want. If I were to guess, one shows the whatever's going on with Loki, and one shows, and so there's gonna be three after the fourth one. One shows the new
Yep.
Avengers, maybe. That one's the one I'm kind of, and then the last one would be the actual event, like Sam Wilson,
Right.
and that would kind of round us out, leading to a full trailer. Now,
Wait.
that would, if they do the currently schedule of basically just like every week doing a new trailer, that would square us perfectly for a Super Bowl trailer.
Then that's when we show Doom.
Here's the thing, I don't think we're going to get a full trailer for Doomsday until the summer. I think the Doomsday clock is just going to be just like teasers spread throughout. And they might slow down like every few months or every few weeks instead of every week. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Doomsday's not coming out till December. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in July.
Right.
And we don't know shit about that.
Yeah, we really don't.
So, now granted, we could get both. There could be both these Marvel movies getting a full trailer, or at least do, or maybe like I think what you said about this, the Avengers Doomsday getting the final character teaser of just Doctor Doom could be the last Doomsday trailer before a full trailer in the summer. I think that's very possible. But if any Marvel movie is getting a full on trailer during the Super Bowl, I I think it's going to be Brand New Day.
I think that's a fair assumption.
So yeah, that's my prediction is like we're going to get more character teasers leading up to the Super Bowl, followed by Doctor Doom, and then a full trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which will give us a very clear glimpse on what this finale, initially finale of the MCU is going to be like.
So now, which teaser has been your favorite so far?
X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men. Even though I really, really love the Thor trailer.
I do too, because like, oh, we're finally back to serious Thor. Holy fuck. Oh man. I love serious Thor.
Not sure why he has the buzz cut again, but okay. But
Now,
I also find it kind of funny how we went from talking about a bunch of trailers where we're like, yeah, they're gonna kill these guys, to these teasers where I'm just like, you're not gonna kill these guys, are you?
to, to quote your other favorite show, Big Top Burger, I hope nobody dies.
Making a lot of assumptions there, buddy.
But
But I'm just saying, we've already had at least one of these characters get horribly killed off in a past movie. I don't know if I can handle seeing that again. Also, can we just appreciate how much recent X-Men media has been showing us? No, actually, Cyclops is kind of a badass, and those previous movies did him so dirty.
yeah, yeah. But he just has eye beams. Yeah. So Black Widow's only a spy in a world of superhumans, but she makes that shit work because of other reasons. Cyclops is very much the same way.
God, it's like they didn't even watch the first Avengers movie.
Like, but what are your thoughts on just this like in the most general, um, in general terms, I guess. This way they're doing promotions instead of a full teaser, like a full trailer, they're just doing little spots of character teasers. What do you think
Well,
about that?
I really love the approach they're going with. Combine that with the whole countdown thing going on. Just show us bits and pieces of the characters that are in it. Build up that hype before getting to that last trailer where we will probably finally see Doom.
Yeah.
And then just like wait maybe another month or two and you can go see the movie.
Oh yeah. No, like just like with other Godzilla properties, I think we're gonna get a Super Bowl trailer for Brand New Day and possibly a Doom teaser during the Super Bowl. But I think this summer is going to be massive for trailers because of just everything that is coming out in the winter. And if they build if they build this marketing campaign as like the way they're doing, last time I talked about how there's currently that little big game of chicken between Avengers Doomsday and Dune 3 where they're releasing on the same weekend. I've
Yeah,
had some
that's.
people yeah, I've had some people say like no, Dune 3 is going to win. No, it's not. Look,
I mean, it'll be a hit for sure, but I
it'll
don't
be
know if it's going to do Avengers money.
no, it's not. It's and I say this as someone that I really like the first two Dune movies, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna really like Dune 3 if it's just more. If it's just a continuation of what we saw. Uh, it's probably gonna be a very good movie. It's gonna win all the awards. However, we talk in general audiences, and you're assuming that a lot of these people saw the first two Dune movies. However, but like yes, granted, this all like this Avengers Doomsday is also going off the assumption that people have seen a lot of Marvel movies. However, comma, it's a lot easier to follow up on any Marvel movie without seeing prior material than it is on the third in a trilogy. And I think at some base level people know that. So look, if there's any justice in the world, Avengers Doomsday would have kept its like early like November or October, whatever release date, just to own November, just give Dune that. If there's any justice, that's how it would have been. But they're not. I think that the what's going to happen here is this slow burn and the way they're marketing it is just going to serve Doomsday so fucking well. So general audiences are going to be just fucking keyed to seeing this movie and all the stuff in it. And then Doomsday and then Dune 3 is just they're going to have to do a Christmas release. That way Avengers gets their opening weekend, Dune 3 gets its opening weekend, but then it's just a constant box office battle. Just generally evenness, but because it was there for longer, Avengers ends up winning. Like that's my prediction on what's going to happen there. Because say what you will about Marvel, you say what you will about if you're going to like one more, the marketing for Avengers Doomsday is already proving to be better for it than any marketing for Dune 3. And they're just strong arm Disney's just strong arming their position very wisely, in my opinion. And
Heck, I
but
don't think I've even seen any marketing for Dune yet.
exactly. Like if we don't the big thing of advertising is timing. If we don't see a Super Bowl trailer for Dune 3, we're not going to see and there's not a good time for it to drop for it to really like start to enter public opinion unless the trailer is just damn fucking good. Unless this is like a next level trailer, like if it drops, a lot of the trailers I talk about, they drop and they oh that looks good, but then like there's other things I'm going to talk about in the next few weeks, and I worry that's what's going to happen with the Dune 3 trailer if they just don't do a Super Bowl drop and instead just shadow drop it in like March or April or something. Is that people will be like, "Oh man, Dune 3 looks great." So, but then if they do that, then Avengers are going to take back over with their big summer trailer, and I think they know that. That's what I'm saying. Like, say what you will about the quality of Disney films, say what you will about the quality of Marvel films. For Avengers Doomsday, their marketing is on point, and that's why I think they were able to strong arm their position the way they are.
Oh,
Like, who knows though?
regardless. Hmm. Well, I
Maybe
mean, I was just gonna say, regardless of what happens, I feel like Dune fans are pretty dedicated enough that they will go see it,
oh
regardless of
sure.
whatever
Now
shenanigans go on.
again, I'm not going to sit here and say that these movies aren't going to fail. I'm not going to say Dune 3 is going to fail in the box office. Certainly not. People are going to go see it. But if general audiences have to choose between Dune 3 and Avengers, I think with the current popular culture and everything, especially kids, because of how their Avengers is going to pull more numbers that week. Yeah, like Dune 3 is going to make its numbers, but be realistic. It's a game of chicken at this point, and I think it's not going to be anytime soon. But I think one of two things is going to happen, and we'll know for sure in the summer. Number one, Avengers Doomsday is going to push forward, not back, forward by a week. But that is very unlikely during the Doomsday Clock.
Hmm.
The other one, and I do think it's much, much more likely, is that Dune will be pushed back a week.
I would probably put my chips more on Dune moving.
Yeah. I think, and Disney knows this. I think the best outcome for both movies right now is if Dune moves back to Christmas weekend, because then right before the holiday break, everyone's going to go see Avengers, and then after Christmas, people are going to go see Dune, and people who haven't seen Avengers are going to go see Avengers, and just it's it's going to make the theaters very popular during the 2026 holiday season. These two movies alone.
So who do you think the next teaser will be on? Just real
Um,
quick before we go.
the one that's in theaters right now,
Oh, wait, no. Okay, never mind.
because like I said,
That was
I know what people are saying about it, but barring that one, I think the next one would be Loki.
either Loki or Cap and his team. That's what I'm going to say, at least.
Yeah. Then I guess that moves us on to new and recent films. Yay!
No.
This is the segment where we talk about anything new or anything new to us or anything we wanted to see in theaters. I initially planned to use this to talk about Primate. Wasn't able to go see it. I still want to see it. I still intend to buy a ticket because I have extra movie passes. And I'm thinking about if I buy the ticket before the day is out, I think I still have enough time to game the system here. Because I have like 250 rewards points on my movie club thing. And the thing says, oh, if you buy a ticket, but between the first and the 11th, you get an extra 50 points free. So I could basically just use a credit to get a ticket for that, get the extra points, redeem for an extra movie ticket, and essentially see the movie for free.
Yes.
And I already wanted to see Primate, but I did not.
Hmm.
So I don't really. I'm thinking back to things that I've watched in my downtime outside of certain series on YouTube. Not really like while I'm gathering all that information. Have you watched anything recently that you want to talk about? Anything new to you?
Well, you mentioned wanting to go see Primate, but that never happened. There was also a movie one of the past weekends I wanted to go see. It was the Lupin the Third, the Immortal Bloodline movie. But
Yeah.
because of personal things and just general tiredness, I didn't have the chance to see it. But barring that, I actually found out that movie is actually part of another series of Lupin movies that are a little more darker and mature than I'm sure what most Lupin fans are used to. But
Yeah.
fortunately, TMS was kind enough to release the first three movies of that series onto their YouTube page. It was they're called Jigen's Gravestone, Goemon's Blood Spray, and Fujiko's Lie. And I was able to watch all of them in one night. So thank you, TMS.
Yay.
And there's also another one with Zenigata, but that one isn't widely available yet, I don't think. That's supposed to be before Immortal Bloodlines. So it's probably going to be a bit before I get to watch that.
Just a little bit.
But from the Lupin movies I did get to see, they were pretty enjoyable. And granted, I said they were a little more mature and violent than most Lupin series, but it still had that aura of goofiness that Lupin is known for, which I appreciate a lot. If I had to rank them, I would probably the Jigen and Goemon ones are kind of tied for me, although I lean a little more towards Jigen's, and Fujiko's comes in third. That's not saying I didn't like it. I just saying I like the other two a bit more. I just really like Lupin the Third, and you can blame this guy for getting me into that series.
Eh.
Apart from that,
There is actually one thing. It's not a movie, but I think it's something that kind of caught my attention. That I think it's worth talking about. It's just because I love creature effects. It's a Magic the Gathering thing. And there's a reason. They're
well,
so new Magic the Gathering set for a set called Lorwyn, blah 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 blah. But in preparation for it, one of the actual trailer for the set came out using set work, animatronics, everything from the Jim Henson Company.
oh,
Like, and it is awesome to see them still. I'm gonna link it to you just so you can watch it. The song is an absolute bop, but yeah, like it is it is amazing just like how far like just advertising has come for all these things where you just get all these big names that we knew as kids just doing just these little 3 minute music videos and like that's like the only like somewhat major thing. It's not a full film. Again, it's just a 3 minute teaser, but it is everything great about things like the labyrinth and dark crystal, like how characters move, how characters sing, like their general just like how they interact with each other. It is one of the most Jim Henson things I've seen in decades, and almost not decades, but years.
fascinating.
That's it, even if you're not into magic, I do think a Boggart's Ballad is worth a watch because again, the song absolute bop, the creature effects amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, but like with a lot of my appearances on this show, the only other new thing I watched was something I had to watch for the episode because I hadn't seen one of these movies in full by myself until today.
well, that yes, that brings us to our main topic of the day: Jaws, the unkillable fish. How many times can we blow up one shark?
Uh, you could argue one too many.
Okay, so I guess the best way to do this is to just go movie by movie. So I guess we'll start with the first one. I don't have a lot to say, and it's only because I don't think there's a lot to say.
Yeah, I mean, what else can we possibly say about an iconic movie that is Jaws?
It is like the summer. It is the original summer blockbuster. It God, that's so weird to think about that. That movie started the concept of summer blockbusters. And sure, you can go back and laugh at some of the effects of like the sharks running through these movies, but for at least two of them, in my opinion, like I think there's a lot of leeway because A, it's the 70s, but B, just how they shoot it is very well done
And effective.
and effective. The first one is smart enough to put character first, and I just it's a great fucking movie. I it's a movie that I'm gonna decades from now, and I'm just rewatching some of my favorite movies. I'm gonna just like I want to watch Jaws again.
I too find myself in that mood from time to time.
Yeah,
The if not just for the shark moments, but also the character moments,
yeah,
and also for an for this reason because I kind of have this thing where I like to see certain people's reaction to movies, Jaws especially. Because I've told you this story before, but I'll tell it here. I have taken at least two of my friends to go see Jaws in theaters, and every time it comes up to the points that people usually scream at, whether it be Gardner's head coming out of the boat or the first real appearance of the shark, I just slowly turn my head toward the friend with this sly grin on my face, and they scream every time.
every time.
Does that make me a sociopath?
Yes, no, but no, it was a very well done horror movie. Um, Again, not much else we could say about it. But the second one, though, I know some people just kind of go by the wayside and just say all the other movies are bad. So they're fresh in my mind. At least two of them are because I watched two and three very recently. I
Same.
I have a copy of Jaws: The Revenge somewhere. I basically had to like watch reviews and kind of clip notes, prepare for it, slash go off of memory for that one. So now Jaws 2, I strongly hold the opinion, while not as good as the first one, is not what I would consider bad.
It is worth a watch.
Now, I can, however, tell that, like, considering the way characters move and just how certain things are, you could tell that certain, like, the filmmaker is probably like, I could weirdly tell in the second one that they didn't want to make it because they're like, oh, but like we're in the 70s, like things have sequels, everything has sequels now. We gotta do Jaws 2. As soon as I was like, I can already picture a scenario where Steven Spielberg's like, we'll do one, and they're just like latching on to something. Because at the end of Jaws 2, like, not only does the shark die, but he makes sure to hold shots and just like, we're burning the animatronic, it's gone. We're done. But the other side of it is like if he had to do this, I'm pretty sure he was just like, if we're gonna make this, we're gonna make this good. The the interactions that I point to, one is, and it bothers me so fucking much that this is a deleted scene. You know what I'm talking about?
I forgot to watch the deleted scenes.
It's when they do the vote for Brody.
Oh, that one. I know of that one.
It
Yeah, I they really should have kept that in.
because it adds so much to it. And I know people's like, oh, but like he already had his little crash out, but like, yeah, and that vote takes place after the crash out, and that shows that like there's actual character growth and a reason for the sequel to exist because the mayor is like he recognized like I don't want him to go through that hell either. He's I'd like to think he's my friend. He raises his hand silently, and there's this moment of understanding between Sheriff Brody and the mayor. And I think that's a really good scene that would have only served to help the movie. Like there's and the another one is just like good character moments here is with because you have the Brody family and then you have that kid with like the red like kind of the puffy afro is like Mike's best friend.
He was certainly a character.
He was a character. I've seen a lot of takes about him just like Ugh, why is he like kissing the kid? Ugh, why is he being so like bipolar and aggressive? When I watch it, I didn't get ick vibes from him at all. Because I guess I was able to read between the lines here. Because think about it, this is Mike's best friend. It is, and considering how he acted around Sean earlier, this guy is probably basically another big brother to Sean. As someone who has my own big brother and has seen other people in my neighborhood growing up as big brothers, I can tell you right now this is almost assuredly the case. Now, take that into consideration with what happens on the boat. Why was he freaking out? There's a fucking shark. Let's just,
He almost died.
yeah. Little kid almost died. He was passed out. He was screaming out his lung, not because he was mad. I know he was saying those things, but he was just trying to just like
Snap him out of it.
he was trying to snap him out of it. He was trying to pull his attention elsewhere with every means necessary. And then when this kid that he very likely saw as a little brother was safe, he just hugged him tight, kissed him on the cheek, just, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay, you're gonna be okay. Because after that moment, after that weird little yelling stint, he basically was just the kindest, most nurturing kid to this kid. So I didn't get ick vibes. I got, oh, this is like a surrogate big brother slash godfather thing. I don't understand how any other take can come from this, but I
People are weird.
yeah, but like these little character moments between like the Brodies and all their friends and whatnot. Uh, Really enough, it's the other kids that I'm just like, yeah, just like, bro, she's looking right at you. No, she's not. What's your name again? Seriously, I don't remember the names of most of the people in Jaws 2. Like,
Yeah, me either.
but and I but like even then just all the killing scenes in Jaws 2 and just everything being set up, and I like that there is an attempt to take it seriously, like an attempt, a poor attempt, but an attempt. And I like the scene of just the expert investigating the shark bite, and Sheriff Brody getting very anxious and just like, is it a kind of Carcharodon Carcarius, and just like trying to like talk to her, and she's just kind of starting to get over it. You know why he's doing it. He's been through this shit before. Like,
He hasn't, in fact, encountered Carcharodon Carcarius before.
shit's giving him anxiety. Something that's I'm going to talk about briefly, or talk about here in a bit, is Sheriff Brody in Jaws 2. He acts like someone who, has been through a traumatic experience with this shark before, and is like not exactly in a hurry to get in the water and deal with this shit again, and wants to make sure everyone is safe. So again, like I feel just the kind of the way things were a little bit move, the way things move, the way characters acted. I feel like this is a movie that like certain people question, do we really need to make a sequel? But then when the studio said they had to, they just like, all right, if we got to make a sequel, let's at least give it a reason to fucking exist. So I would happily rewatch Jaws 2, because even though I don't remember like the names of the kids and whatnot, I do like the actors and just how they act around each other for like the first half of the movie. I do feel this sense of camaraderie and community in Amity through these kids. And
If oh, go ahead.
no, it's just that was more or less the end of my thought.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, it did give us one of the greatest movie taglines ever. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out that lady doctor that Brody was talking to earlier said something very interesting. Sharks don't hold grudges. Let's just put a pin in that for later, shall we? But yeah, general thoughts are not as good as the original, but it deserves a chance at least.
Yes.
Go in it with an open mind.
Yeah. Then there's Jaws 3D.
3D's nuts.
Okay, everyone says this is like it, the title of worst Jaws movie is torn between Jaws 3 and Jaws 4. Um, my personal stance on it, based on, again, I don't have a clear look at Jaws: The Revenge. I'm going off of memory and the reviews. I haven't seen it fresh, so take what I'm going to say as a grain of salt. With Jaws 3 fresh in my mind, it's bad, but it's not that bad.
Eh.
Like,
That's where I'm at with Jaws 3D as well. I wouldn't call it the worst, but it's not great either.
I I truly think that the worst things about it are, one is the 3D effects. Good God, they're bad.
It's not even like clever 3D. It's just, ooh, look, the thing he's coming at you
Ooh,
3D.
look at the fish head. We're gonna linger on a fish head in the beginning. And we all have parodied the scene of the shark breaking the glass and just
Oof, oof, man.
my favorite bad effect though is the last shot in the movie of just the dolphin swimming. It looks like an Adobe After Effects thing you'd find on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, the chroma key was not keying like it should have.
Yeah, like, but now the other thing, and I mentioned briefly about people who act like they should in trauma. The movie centers around the Brody brothers, like Michael and Sean, and now already there's a bit of a problem with that because in Jaws they were like what 8.
Mm,
I know they were like one was like
eh,
10, and one was like single digits.
yeah.
And in Jaws 3D, which is not 10 years later, not one is working at SeaWorld and one is in college. So now I could look
What?
past that and just say, okay, this takes place in the future. This takes
Big
place at
time
the
skip.
this is a time skip. This takes place at the end of the 80s. Sure. I'll deal with that. However, these are not kids who went through trauma, especially not Sean. Like with like Mike and Sean have both been through. Mike had in the first movie had to watch a guy get pulled under. He was like watching a guy die like just inches in front of him getting pulled under the water. He froze. Like that was one of the more traumatic scenes in the first one. That's what had like one of the only like ironically funny scenes where the mom was like, you want ice cream? Coffee. Yeah, where he's just trying to act adult about it. All he knows how to do is ask for coffee. Like and and then Sean, who got to watch this happen, he basically saw like all these reactions, saw the shark even from a distance. And then in the second one, Mike had the roles were switched where Mike made it out barely where the shark kind of started separating and killing people, and then Sean got left over and started to see firsthand like all of his brother's friends get pulled under. They went through some traumatic shit.
I
So
mean, they make it a point to mention that with Sean, but Michael not so much.
So with Mike, here's okay. Mike doesn't bother me as much because with Mike, you can say that maybe he tried to internalize this stuff because we told in the first one he liked sailing, and the second one he tried to continue sailing,
Right?
and in the third one, like he's trying to take care of people and whatnot. But with Sean, we're told that because of a traumatic experience, he basically has more of a cowboy aesthetic. He went to college in Colorado. I buy that completely. I could see a person in his position just not wanting to go by the water ever again. If you basically watch two people die in front of you and start like were inches from death as like a fucking 10-year-old. No explanation needed. No further elaboration required.
Yes, we understand your desire to landlock yourself.
Yeah, it's just him. It's just how blasé they are with it. How nonchalant they are with it, and how little Mike brings it up in the third one. And Sean's just like, "Oh, I don't go in the water. It's just something happened to me as a kid. Hey, you want to have sex in the water? Okay." Like it. It's basically what happens.
It is, I know. And it leads to a funny scene, too.
Yeah. Yes, it does lead to a funny scene, and it kind of convinced me that like the biggest thing holding back Jaws 3D is the name Brody. Like these two characters having the last name Brody is what's really drawing a lot of this movie down. And that I feel that was a studio decision just to have a connection to the first one, which you could do, but like if you're gonna do that, at least rewrite Sean to like maybe he just really doesn't go in the water and because to be fair, I joke about that scene. He never goes far. He's literally just like shin deep, which
Okay, no shark can get here.
no shark could get there. And even afterwards, he does make like, I got that far in the water. That's a big deal for me. It's like, but again, he says everything so blasé. If I were to change anything about that movie, like add more hesitation, make it so they're not really making out, make it just so like, make it an actual romantic moment where she's like they do their kiss, and then he actually just kind of like slowly guides him into the water, and they like he's like having a mini panic attack, but he's basically like up to his knees and just like okay, okay, and she's just trying to have him just to have fun again, and that's where Mike and them come in. They take a second to observe because that would communicate to the audience this is something Mike has been through already, and that he's able to kind of get past this. That's why he works in the job he does. But then have that scene where they're in the house and they're talking about it more. Maybe have a little bit of an argument because it's harder for Sean because he thinks he's been through worse. But then Mike's just like, no, dude, I've been through it too. I saw a guy die. Like again, like there's all the scenes that like could make it worth it, that could make a solid connection, are either cut or just not written in. So just yeah, everything is just so by the numbers, and it is really annoying because Sean leaves the fucking movie. And you know what? I think what it would have really helped with tension of the movie is if he didn't leave the movie and what's her face didn't get attacked. Is after their little argument, he tries to just spend more time at SeaWorld and he's trapped in the tunnel. Like, what if Sean is trapped in the tunnel and Sean is the one basically trying to help people calm down, and Sean is the reason people are able to stay calm and retain oxygen before they're saved?
Okay, yeah, that does sound better.
Yeah, that would have been like an actual character. Yes, we would have been denied a kill ish of him being like taking away in the ambulance, but it would have been a character moment for Sean and would have I think made the Jaws 3D a little bit better. Like, but no, just how they characterized Mike and Sean, especially Sean in the movie, just really rubs me the wrong way. And but that aside, the other characters like I like how Mike interacts with his fiance. I like all their discussions. Again, like in the second one, I like that Mr. Colton, the guy who runs the park, I like how unlike the mayor of Amityville, as soon as there's an actual threat and he recognizes it, attention everyone, I need you to abandon the fuck out of these tunnels. Get the fuck out. No, like shit goes wrong and there's a little bit of negligence there, but as soon as he's able to understand the threat, there's no pushback. There's let's get the fuck out of these tunnels. Let's clear the people. Let's evacuate. Like,
Yeah, if anything, that surprised me a lot.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because,
Like,
he was acting pretty John Hammondy in the first act.
pretty John Hammond. But one thing I will say about him though is he really fucking hates his nephew. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let him live that down. During that bullshit scene where Jaws breaks the glass and goes into the little station and just it knocks everyone back. So it knocks back everybody, and you have one girl who's passed out, and you have the son who I guess technically is caught because he's passed out, but like you have the nephew who is kind of knowledge at one point was his nephew pushed back in one direction. Someone else pushed back against the server that was knocked out, but the kid is a little close to the shark. So in that moment, he's like, pull the son away or help that person. And the son's basically just like also kind of pretty much knocked out. Just what the fuck? He decides, man, fuck that kid. Come here, lady, and just. It's not like an in the moment thing in that one. Okay, it is, but like there's enough of a downtime where like you could tell like he made a choice, and
I mean, it would be one thing if later, after the shark is dealt with, we get a scene of him actually acknowledging this, but we don't.
yes, and that's one thing. I know I said this before. I talked to you like in no other movie series do I want there to be an epilogue for each movie. Like the first one, maybe not because you can kind of guess what happens. But I do want it as much as I do kind of want it. It just be kind of a cherry on top. I want there to be an epilogue in two where it kind of shows Brody reaching shore with the kids and just all of the kids talking to like that little scumbag bums the fuck whatever his name is in the mayor. Just like we fucking told you the shark was back. And just as an extra piece of catharsis, just have the mother from the first one who just slapped Brody come back and slap what's his face,
Oh my goodness.
because this is a movie where like literally Sheriff Brody in two Sheriff Brody defaced himself just to convince people I know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy this time, and y'all know I'm not. There's another shark. Get the kids out of the water. I'm being as transparent as possible. And like, in that moment, like the mother would be like, "No, no, he did everything right. What the fuck is your problem?" Like, I think that would have been a great way to wrap up number two and just make it like a nice little. Eh, but no, like there's three is a movie that yeah, it's bad, but like I can't bring myself to hate it. It's the effects are what really make it bad because all the other character moments and everything else. It's competently written mostly.
For the most part.
I would watch it again. Yeah, like I I would watch it again. Honestly, I can't bring myself to hate it. I just yeah, it's a bad movie. Now, based off of memory and whatnot, the fourth one though, go off, King.
So you know how you're playing a game of Jenga, and it starts off neat enough, but as it starts to go on, the tower just looks way messy and unruly, and it only takes one move for it to completely collapse in on itself.
Yep.
That's the climax of Jaws the Revenge. Which, might I add, is a sorry excuse for a Christmas movie.
I
And, and I've watched Christmas with the Cranks.
fucking hate Christmas with the Cranks.
I do too. That's why I made the joke. Yeah, I'm only half exaggerating when I say this movie falls apart by its climax. It just goes so off the rails. We're in another state at this point. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, he's dealing with that. But no, Jaws 4, I again take what I say with a grain of salt because I have I'm going off of memory, but also I've watched like clips and everything and reviews and everything in preparation just so I have basis of what I'm talking about. Um, So this one follows Sean and Mike again.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, had to
It's
deal
okay.
with something.
No, you're good. But this one, to start from the beginning, follows Sean and Mike again. And to further insult to injury, like in the third one, it bugged me that like Mike just overcame his non-existent trauma. In the third one, we start with Sean is like, "Oh, I'm going to take a boat in the water." He just didn't have
That-
trauma. Fucking psychopath. Just, and then he dies. Spoiler, not really. 40-year-old fucking movie. But
yeah, they violently kill him off.
yeah. Oh, and they off-screen kill Sheriff Brody.
Yes, they do.
It was the
Dad
fear
died
of
from a heart attack. No, he died from the fear of sharks.
yeah, bullshit. The guy who basically killed the shark twice died because he was afraid of the shark.
Um. Also, Michael Caine is in this movie.
His importance is the size of a tangerine.
No, but we can joke, but you gotta give props to Michael Caine. No matter what he's in, he'll give 100%. Whether it's Jaws, Muppet Christmas Carol, Dark Knight, or Cars 2. That's right, I said it. Cars 2 is overhated.
I haven't seen Cars 2.
Oh, that's fine. That was more for everyone else.
I was okay. But but yeah. So Jaws 3 3D, like there is a consistent through line. Like there is a general sequence of events that you can follow. Opening a new park, they have this whole undersea exhibit. They had to maintain the gate every day. Something slips in this water filtration system. It's your boy, the shark, and then shenanigans ensue. And like this is basically a sequence of all these people like overcoming trauma, learning that yada yada yada. There is a generalized sequence of events. The events of Jaws 4, I don't follow based off of what I remember, and again what I've seen. So shark kills Sean, family moves away, shark holds grudge, so it
Well,
follows across the country.
first of all, they didn't move away. They're just vacationing.
Oh yeah.
Secondly, I'm very good at suspending my disbelief for many things, but I refuse to accept the fact that that shark followed them from Amity to the Bahamas in the time it did. Even less so that Ellen Brody has developed some kind of shark spidey sense. Also, you remember that pin I told you to keep track of?
Yeah.
Sharks don't hold grudges?
Yeah.
Hmm.
See, and all of this could be avoided because there's an angle they could have taken. There is a very different angle they could have taken, and I think would have been just as powerful, if not more so.
And
Manifest,
what's that?
like I've been using the word buzzword a lot, but manifestation of trauma. Like I'm willing to just. I'm also because of the scarring. I'll suspend my disbelief enough to say that the shark in Jaws 2 is either the same shark or one that already got injured in a similar way between Jaws and Jaws 2. That one, it's loose. Yeah. We can, let's just say, it's not this unkillable fish. And there's at least 3 different sharks. And maybe it's just manifestation of trauma that, like, Brody's freaking out. It's like, there's just another shark attack in the Bahamas. And then just because it's just bad luck, that's when Brody's like, like, oh, a shark gets followed us. It's a grudge. And she's like freaking out more than she should. because like shark attacks were on the rise at the time. Sharks were just kind of going all over the place, yada yada, and just it's just a thing that happens. And maybe just have it so like it's not even a great white. Maybe it's just a different shark altogether. But she's just like it's the same shark, and everyone's like, no, it's not. Like there was something here, but like they just wanted to do the slasher movie route where it's just this unkillable shark. I can't wait for Jaws takes Manhattan.
They really did turn this freaking shark into a slasher villain.
Yeah, there's no other Jaws movies, and I think it's for the better. There is a Jaws
Yeah,
video game that's a fucking banger though.
but as negatively as I could talk about this movie, I would like to highlight some positives of the movie. There's not much, but there's stuff that I found. The first one being the character Jake. He's fun. I like Jake.
How did he not
Also,
die?
again, again, movie falls apart at climax. Also, Judith Barcy is in this. If you know, you know. But I do kind of like the scene where she's she's mimicking Martin's movements in a cute little homage to the first movie.
He, that's nice.
And that's kind of where the positive. Oh, well, actually, I did mention Michael Caine's commitment,
Yeah.
but also his shirt is dry.
Okay.
No, there's this Siskel and Ebert review on Jaws 4 where they tear the movie apart like they should, but Ebert mentions how he saw this at a screening, and he quite matter of factly pointed out that the last time we saw Michael Caine's character, he was in the water, but as he's coming out of the water and onto the boat, his shirt is completely dry.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Oh, shall we talk about the ending?
The shark roars.
Sharks don't roar.
It doesn't even sound like it sounds like some video game generic bullshit too.
It's the same generic T-Rex Tom and Jerry roar that they give to Gamera and Gamera the Brave. But also, the shark gets impaled by a boat and it explodes for some reason.
I don't even think he gets fully impaled because I watched that scene. I watched in detail again. It's too quick. Like I don't think it fully impales him. It pops him like a balloon. It just
Okay, but how?
his blood is nitroglycerin, I guess.
Yeah, I know it isn't because of the device Jake put in it. And
Well,
and and this isn't even the original ending.
what was the original
This
ending?
that was a revised ending for international theaters and the DVD release. In the original ending, Ellen still stabs the shark with the boat and it just bleeds out.
Why couldn't you just do that? It feels like what they were leading to.
Yeah, I mean, the the effect doesn't look. I mean, the shark doesn't look great in that scene, but at least it's something that makes sense. But no, shark gotta go boom
Apparently, that's
for
just the.
some reason.
I think it's just the precedent they set because in the first one it went boom, and the second one they had tried to upscale it with the electrical line, and it just the electrical surge and the fire and the little. It didn't really go boom, but there was a little bit of a pop. And then the third one happened, and I think after that, it's just like, well, I guess if you have to pick a Jaws movie, the shark has to explode. It's just now a rule for some stupid reason. I know.
Is it any wonder the Jaws series just stopped after this one?
It just sank into the abyss in quality. First one's amazing. Second one is it's good. The third one is not that bad, and then the fourth one is it has Michael Caine in
It,
it.
it, no, it sank to the bottom worse than the stern section of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And but it's okay. We have many, 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 many more shark movies out there of
Some
varying
good,
quality.
some good, some Sharknado. Yeah. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our little soiree here, Mr. Gryphon. Yes.
Indeed.
I, su- I suppose like talking about a
I'm
few.
out of water.
Now, yes, we as usual, I want to thank you for joining me as we talk about Big Fish, and of course, we recommend all, whether you like them or not. We should recommend all of the Jaws movies. I'm gonna start putting like if I start talking about movie series, I'm gonna when I do the playlists uh for that episode instead of just the trailers, I'm gonna start adding the main movies we talk about. So I'll probably have all four Jaws trailers in that playlist in addition to the five or six the six movie trailers we talked about. But yeah. I think without further ado, let us get to the wheel. Are you ready to get to the wheel, Mr. Gryphon?
Let's do it.
Yes. Oh, well, that's not what I want to do. That's the wrong button. That did, but there we go. All
Nope, that's
right.
the first button.
Oh, yes. Now here we are at the wheel. Now, and we've taken Jaws off, but now on the wheel as carrying over from last time, we have Waika Animation Company. There's very good stuff. We have Alien versus Predator tier list. The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser, that's going to be covered from up to the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. We have We Are the Men in Black, which I don't think I have to. Pretty obvious what I'm talking about there. The Kung Fu Panda trilogy, the Cloverfield trilogy,
For now.
which almost included Overlord, and then replacing Jaws is the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yep, I knew it.
Well, yeah, so, some nerd decided to put on Christopher Nolan movies. I decided to because after thinking about that, I started thinking about though, and I was like, let's simplify a little bit. Let's do those three because my opinion on all three of these movies is drastically different.
Okay.
Peaks and valleys, but and of course the guest decides which lands there. You decide which is there. So without further ado, let us spin the wheel.
Whee.
Oh, first one of the new year, and the guest decides.
Why do I always get that one?
It's not rigged.
Are you sure?
No.
Because it sounds like that sounds like someone who rigged the wheel would say.
I mean, if you're
Oh.
unsure, if you don't know, I can spin again.
Yeah, you know what? Let's add a little more variety to my appearances.
All right, another spin. The guest decided on another spin.
Because that's a valid option. Trust me.
All right, Trey, you have chosen the Kung Fu Panda trilogy.
Good choice.
And yes, I'm only going to do the trilogy because I know there's the TV series, and then there's that other new thing on Netflix, and then there's of course Kung Fu Panda 4. But I'm locking this into just the trilogy as that standalone story. it's the same thing I'll eventually do with the How to Train Your Dragon stuff. There's a lot more extended media, but just as a contained story, I want to do just the trilogy. Like,
Fair enough.
I might include the fourth movie. We'll see, but for now, let's just operate on the assumption that this is going to be just the trilogy, like up to the J.K. Simmons being a wildebeest. Who had one of the most dumb but coolest theme songs. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom.
Wait, was he? What was he?
Well, yeah,
What?
he had to look up to make sure J.K. Simmons was in Kung Fu Panda 3.
No, I'm trying to remember what kind of animal he was. Oh, apparently he was a yak.
That's what it was. It was a yak.
So
So yeah, thank
I
you for
continue to fact check you.
yes. Thank you for joining me on this day where we go from the week of sharks to a week of pandas.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me. It was nice to finally get this one off the wheel.
Yes. Which one will be stuck on the wheel next time? What's the next one that's gonna be stuck on the wheel forever?
Either Cloverfield or Men in Black.
All right, you've heard it here first. Gryphon has cursed the wheel.
And by then, the Cloverfield trilogy may not even be a trilogy anymore.
Nope.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yes. The last time, thank you for joining me, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.